Tesla has been having a tough old time of late. From sluggish EV sales and widespread boycotts to competition from China and, of course, the recent very public falling out between Elon Musk and President Trump. All of the above have resulted in Tesla's TSLA becoming the worst performing stock in the S&P 500.
It's crazy.
But with signs that some of these issues could be easing, the big question now is there still hope for Tesla and its stock price? Well, in today's video, we'll dive into the recent protests, Musk's ties to DOGE, his public feud with Trump, and the key developments that could shape Tesla's future. My name is Guy. Stay tuned. In August last year, during Trump's presidential election campaign, Elon Musk proposed a government efficiency commission to audit the federal government's spending. This idea was welcomed by Trump, who offered Musk an advisory role the following day. When the news of this broke, an ex-user suggested that this body should be named the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE for short. Musk, being a longtime Dogecoin supporter and self-certified Doge father, replied, quote, "That is the perfect name." Now, to many, this just seemed like a joke. However, it became reality when then Cantor Fitzgerald CEO and current Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick registered DOGE as its official name, saying he knew it would make Musk laugh. Shortly after Trump's election victory in November, he announced that he would indeed establish DOGE, with Musk set to run the advisory body alongside American biotech entrepreneur and fellow billionaire Vivek Ramaswamy, although the latter decided not to take the role in the end. DOGE was officially established on Trump's first day in office after converting the United States Digital Service, or USDS, into the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, through an executive order. Despite its name, though, DOGE isn't actually an official government department, but rather an advisory body that works outside of Congress. Regardless, from the moment that DOGE started, it instructed government agencies to identify areas where federal spending could be cut and moved to eliminate left-leaning organizations. By the end of January, over 2 million federal employees were sent a deferred resignation offer. Notably, the subject line read, quote, "Fork in the road," the same subject line Musk used in a similar email to Twitter employees when he took over the social media platform in 2022. Since that January email went out, around 275,000 federal employees have been laid off. Now, Musk's decision to cozy up with Trump has caused major problems for Tesla. That's simply because Musk is very much the face of the company, but has now also become one of the faces of the Trump administration and its firmly right-wing politics. The problem for Tesla is that many of its customers are the sort of people who aren't naturally aligned with the MAGA movement. Put differently, Tesla's consumer base is more likely to be made up of Democrat voters, many of whom have bought its cars because of concerns around carbon emissions. Not surprisingly, many Democrats were also opposed to the massive budget cuts and other actions taken by DOGE. So, as Musk's public stance has shifted further to the right, many Tesla owners have become alienated, and some have begun to lash out. But Tesla faces other challenges outside of politics. It's also faced criticism for alleged worker exploitation, Musk's controversial social media posts, and aggressive management decisions. All of this has helped give rise to the so-called Tesla takedown movement, a series of protests and boycotts against the company and Musk himself. Protests have taken place outside Tesla showrooms across the United States and, to a lesser extent, in Europe. Most of these were peaceful and non-violent, with demonstrators vocally opposing Elon Musk, Donald Trump, DOGE, and other Trump policies. Not all protests were so peaceful, though. Reports quickly emerged of people vandalizing Teslas, setting charging stations on fire, and smashing showroom windows. Some activists also urged investors to avoid or divest from Tesla stock. A flurry of Tesla owners also sold their vehicles, often at a loss, flooding the market and driving their values down. In other words, not the best PR.
Well, hello there. I know you're enjoying the video immensely, but I just very quickly want to tell you about the Coin Bureau deals page. Now, if you're looking for some of the very best deals and promos in all of crypto, such as, for instance, up to $100,000 in sign-up bonuses and up to 60% in trading fee discounts on some of the top crypto exchanges out there, as well as insane discounts on hardware wallets and much more besides, then check out the Coin Bureau deals page in the description below. And now, back to the video.
Now, needless to say, this was all devastating for Tesla's business and for its stock. In fact, a quick look at the chart reveals that within 2 months of Trump signing DOGE into an executive order in January, Tesla's stock price had plummeted by 50%. Now, this is crazy when you consider that TSLA hit an all-time high right at the end of 2024. The resulting damage was catastrophic. Roughly $635 billion was wiped off the company's market cap, and it's estimated that Musk's personal net worth fell by $150 billion as a result. Don't you just hate it when that happens? To make matters worse, on the 22nd of April, Tesla unveiled its financials for the first 3 months of 2025, and to say they weren't great would be an understatement. Tesla reported a 20% drop in car sales compared to the same period last year and declared that profits had fallen by more than 70%. Wow! It's perhaps unsurprising then that the company refused to offer a growth forecast for this year and instead warned investors that there could be more pain if political sentiment continues to damage demand. However, it isn't just Musk causing issues for Tesla. On top of all the mounting political pressure, Trump's tariffs on China were also causing problems because although Teslas are assembled and sold in the US and elsewhere, many parts are made in China. Notably, Musk had said that he believed Tesla would be the car maker least affected by Trump's tariff policies and added that, quote, "I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do." And while we're on the subject of China, it's worth noting that EV companies there are starting to eat into Tesla's market share. The likes of BYD and Jetor are churning out models that are not only cheaper, but in many cases arguably better than those Tesla currently produces, which perhaps poses an even greater threat to the company than Musk's shenanigans. In any case, Tesla's April earnings call proved to be too much to ignore, because during that call, Musk said he would be stepping back from DOGE to focus more of his time on Tesla. This was music to the ears of Tesla investors everywhere, and its stock price rallied by almost 15% over the following days. Then, on the 29th of May, Musk confirmed his exit from DOGE on X, thanking Trump, quote, for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. What's interesting, though, is that he said that the federal bureaucracy is much worse than he expected, and that trying to improve things in Washington was, quote, an uphill battle. Now, after Musk's announcement that he was done with DOGE, you'd think that Tesla's stock would have rallied, but it didn't. Instead, TSLA took a nosedive, falling 25% in a matter of days. The reason for this was that, just days before announcing his departure from DOGE, Musk expressed his disappointment for Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill. What quickly followed was a major public fallout between the world's richest man and the world's most powerful man. But what exactly is Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill all about? Well, among many things, it's aiming to extend Trump's 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act permanently. It also introduces new work requirements for able-bodied childless Medicaid recipients and raises state and local tax deductions from $10,000 to $40,000. The bill also establishes a $1,000 savings account for newborn children. Meanwhile, on immigration, it allocates $46.5 billion towards initiatives like constructing the border wall and another $12 billion towards security-related measures. Now, as always, many mainstream economists were quick to express their opinions about the bill. Some pointed out that it would have a negative effect on poorer Americans, while others said that although the bill could support economic growth, it wouldn't be enough to offset the loss in revenue from tax cuts. However, the loudest opposition came from one Elon Musk, who posted on X that, quote, This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. He also told a reporter that, quote, "I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decreases it, and undermines the work that the DOGE team is doing." For many, this was a massive shock to the system. After all, Musk had otherwise been one of Trump's most vocal supporters. Heck, not so long ago, his kids were running around the White House and he was gifting Trump a Tesla. That said, Trump and Musk share a lot of traits. Both are big ego billionaires with an appetite for internet beefing, so perhaps a clash between them was inevitable. In any case, Trump responded to Musk's criticism by calling it disappointing. In his words, quote, "Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore." And this came just days after Trump had praised Musk publicly, even presenting him with a ceremonial golden key to the White House during a joint press conference and highlighting his work with DOGE. But what's really crazy is that Musk was responding to Trump seemingly in real time. Just 22 minutes after Trump expressed his disappointment, Musk posted on X, quote, "Without me, Trump would have lost the election." He then followed by saying, quote, "Such ingratitude," and floated the idea of launching a new political party. Soon after, Trump took to his own social media platform, Truth Social, to say that, quote, "Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy." Musk then went all in on Trump in a post that's since been deleted, saying that, quote, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT." But that wasn't even the end of it. The clash then escalated as the two began exchanging posts about the US government's contracts with SpaceX, another of Musk's companies, and one critical to NASA's space exploration efforts. Trump suggested that contracts could be terminated, prompting Musk to threaten the decommissioning of the Dragon spacecraft, which transports astronauts to and from the International Space Station. However, just a few hours later, Musk walked back the threat after responding to X users urging him to cool down. Now, while this lovers' tiff might sound like playground drama, it's important to remember that these are two of the most powerful people in the world. One holds the nuclear codes, while the other commands nearly unlimited financial resources. Given that, this feud could have serious and far-reaching consequences. Thankfully, though, both Trump and Musk appear to have chilled out a little bit since then. Musk said he regrets some of his posts about Trump, and Trump said that he has no hard feelings. But it's not a completely happy ending. The very public spat led to Tesla's stock being downgraded twice by analysts at Argus Research and Baird. Argus analysts noted that the company's shares are now trading on factors unrelated to its fundamentals. Meanwhile, Baird analysts observed that Musk's ties to Trump, once viewed positively after the election, are now fueling uncertainty and raising concerns about Tesla's public image. So then, it's pretty clear that so far this year has been nothing short of a nightmare for Tesla. The question is now, do consumers and investors have anything to look forward to in the second half of 2025? Well, as it happens, there are several developments that could help turn the tide. The most exciting of these is the highly anticipated launch of Tesla's Robotaxi service, a major milestone for Tesla's full self-driving or FSD program. This program has faced numerous delays. Back in 2019, Musk confidently predicted robotaxis would launch in 2020 and become mainstream by 2022. Safe to say things are a little behind schedule then. However, Musk has recently given a tentative launch date of the 22nd of June, saying on X that, quote, "We are being super paranoid about safety, so the date could shift." The first Tesla that drives itself from the factory end of line all the way to a customer's house is June 28th. Notably, the first ever Tesla Model Y robotaxi was spotted testing on public roads in Austin, Texas, just a few days earlier, with Musk saying that, quote, These are unmodified Tesla cars coming straight from the factory, meaning that every Tesla coming out of our factories is capable of unsupervised self-driving. Now, to be frank, this is both incredibly exciting and somewhat terrifying. While the tech feels straight out of the future, there have been multiple fatal crashes involving Tesla's autopilot and full self-driving features. It's just as well then that crash reporting requirements and regulations around self-driving are being relaxed. Anyhow, another trick up Tesla's sleeve is the announcement of an entry-level EV that more people can afford. This was revealed during the April earnings call, with production of these simpler models set to begin in June. While details are still largely unknown, clues suggest it will essentially be a simplified version of the Model Y, one of the best-selling cars worldwide. There's also speculation that additional entry-level EVs could be in the pipeline, based on Tesla VP Lars Moravy's use of the plural term models during the conference call, rather than the singular model. Tesla is also working on refreshed versions of existing models. Recently, the company released updated versions of the Model 3 and Model Y, each featuring new enhancements. Refreshed versions of the Model S and Model X are expected later this year, though no official release dates have been announced. Now, Tesla also has several projects beyond EVs that could attract investors and consumers. The standout here is the Tesla Optimus robot, a fully AI-powered humanoid inspired by the 2004 film I, Robot, in which humans coexist with robots until the AI evolves and turns against them. What could possibly go wrong? In fact, the movie even inspired the title of Tesla's showcase last year, We, Robot. Did they watch the whole movie through to the end? Anyways, Optimus has been in development since 2021 and has already been showcased several times. Until now, the main challenge has apparently been figuring out how to commercialize it. But during that aforementioned showcase, Musk said that each Optimus would cost between $20,000 and $30,000 and would be, quote, the biggest product ever of any kind. And in its Q1 2025 shareholder deck, Tesla included an image of the Optimus pilot production line at the company's Fremont factory. Then, during the company's earnings call, Musk said, quote, we're making good progress in Optimus. We expect to have thousands of Optimus robots working in Tesla factories by the end of this year doing useful work. Musk also expressed confidence that Optimus will scale faster than any product in history, predicting that Tesla could produce millions of units annually within 5 years. To be fair, the company has already deployed a handful of Optimus robots to perform basic tasks in its factories, which Musk confirmed during Tesla's Q2 investor conference call in 2024. And in addition to all the cars and robots that Tesla plans on churning out, it's also investing heavily in the energy sector. While sales of its EVs have been lackluster of late, this has been partially offset by Tesla's energy storage arm, which has shown impressive strength. Tesla's management expects this trend to continue, projecting at least 50% year-over-year growth in 2025. The company has outlined its vision for a global sustainable energy economy, with grid-scale storage as a cornerstone. And Musk has even said that Tesla's energy business could eventually surpass its automotive division in importance and revenue, which is just nuts to think about. So then, all of this brings us to the big question. What does all this mean for Tesla's stock? Well, in case it wasn't obvious from what we've just covered, the rest of 2025 is set to be potentially transformative for Tesla, with many exciting developments seemingly right around the corner. This should be bullish for Tesla's stock price, assuming the company doesn't fall too far behind schedule. But what will perhaps be more reassuring for Tesla's investors is that the very public display of Musk and Trump taking shots at each other on social media seems to have come to an end. As such, Musk will be able to focus more of his time and efforts on Tesla, likely helping to accelerate the many developments it has in the works. The caveat, though, is that if Trump and Musk have indeed made up, then there's still a chance Musk will be called upon to remain involved in DOGE, at least in some capacity. On the other hand, if the relationship between Trump and Musk turns sour again, well, we're likely to see more of the same social media activity that will likely cause issues for Tesla's reputation. So, in our opinion, The best way for Tesla to move forward from this point is if Musk is happy to completely step away from DOGE and his involvement in US politics. In the meantime, though, it seems that the recent drama between Musk and Trump has de-escalated. And as such, Tesla can focus on looking forwards. From our perspective, the next step will be the success of its Robotaxi and affordable EV models, which will be critical to the company's profit margins and to its stock performance. To be fair, though, there is a chance that none of this matters anyway, because if Tesla's Optimus robots continue to develop at their current pace, then maybe it's only a matter of time before they analyze how the most powerful human beings behave and decide that enough is enough and enslave us all. Well, at least that'll save us from having to watch grown men kick lumps out of each other on social media, eh? Okay, if you enjoyed today's video, then show those like and subscribe buttons some love. If you want to see a deeper dive on Tesla's Optimus robots, then check out the video right over here. And if you want to learn more about Trump's big beautiful bill, then you can check out the video right here. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. This is Guy, signing off.